just open Zoom and click on join. And then,
Yeah, but then I do that, but then I have to remember the full CVYR5
yeah.
and the upper and lower, you know.
But I got a little trick, Sam. I write it on a post-it note and I stick it on the bottom of the screen.
Are we on University Challenge now?
Yeah, take it.
Yeah. Just having some fun, that's all.
Yeah, it's good.
Kipper, you got it in there in the end?
Yeah, bloody link disappeared. Never mind. You know. Thanks, Con.
What's your specialist subject, Kevin?
I just thought we'd have some fun with that, you know. So. Okay, guys, so what's happening? Do we gloat or not? Or no?
How much money did we get, Con?
I'll show you now exactly. Hang on.
I don't understand why the £315 somebody donated anonymously yesterday or the day before, $250.
Yeah, I saw that. That was fucking amazing.
Sally Goldstone came in late with 25. That's okay, and so did a couple of other people.
How much did you get in the pot in the gallery, Sam?
Well, I went to pick up. They were very enthusiastic, and I've made notes. And all the people who said, "Oh, they'd rather donate cash," so I replied to them all individually, saying, "Yeah, that's great. We've got a collection point now, Oyster Gallery in Mumbles, but try and make it as quick as you can for the the deadline. But even if you can't, keep going there." So by Saturday, Thursday.
Okay.
Friday, I'm going to a funeral, so I thought I had to get in there. So I went in there at I think it was 10:30 on Friday morning, and there was only one £10 envelope in there. So I'm not sure if people would have gone in there the rest of the weekend. So it'll only be tomorrow when I call in there to see how many late comers there are.
Yeah, well, I think there's after the big put in by certain someone.
Yeah.
We had I think it was 5 new people came in.
Yeah, I noticed that, and they were all.
Took it up to 5.
I just think it was my kick up the arse. Come on, everybody, now, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people seem to see it. The guy from Spain who knows you, Michael, used to run a TV shop in the Uplands. What was his name now? Phil somebody? No,
Phil.
but he put in 2.5, didn't he?
Yes, I don't know. I haven't checked it.
But anyway, and there was a woman from New Zealand who sent a thing, and she said, "Oh, she'd been away." There was the guy who's also living in France. So he and Pixie put stuff in the post. Pixie's put a tenner in the post, and so is the guy from France. But of course, I haven't had it yet. So I said to him, just for me to know, what did you put in? And he said 20. So what I did, I anticipated what was coming in, and I bunged in then 40 in anticipation of what they were going to send to me, and the tenner from the Oyster Gallery. So that was the 40 if you look in under my name again.
Yeah. Okay.
I noticed you, Michael, you via Sharon, you nudged in a couple of lumps, did you, while you were away?
Yeah, well, Sharon did actually.
Did she, right?
Yeah.
You know?
So,
and then somebody I spoke to also, it was mentioned in conversation about Will Thomas. So I sent him a personal text about 2 days prior deadline. He didn't come back, but then yesterday he came back and said, "Oh yeah," he said, "Michael was going to let me know what the shortfall was and he would make it up from the council thing." So whether that was the 250 anonymous, I don't know.
Yeah, not as easy to do, Sam, because if we can't just ask them to give us money unless we give them a specific reason for the money.
No, well, that was just his reply to me.
Yeah. I mean, I was speaking to Will before this, and he was quite keen to do it. But I think it's good that we do it without the council help us.
Great.
Just amongst the sort of people, and then if we need something with the council's help in the future, we can ask for it. So
yeah. Well, if I think if we just
before I
look
shut
at the
down- hang on
figure,
a second, Sam. I'm going to shut this page down here. Right. So on globally, we got 5,315 pounds, and there were 183 supporters. So that's magic, you know.
yeah,
There we go. Now we can get on with it, whatever we want to.
yeah, with that that amount, yeah, we take that as it. Where that 250 came from, we don't know, but it's come in, whatever. And so with that amount, we like I suggested in the thing that we were putting down, we can offer it up to Mr. Anonymous to say, okay, well, we got 315 more than we needed, which means his put in of 680 can be halved, or he might feel benevolent and he might say, no, leave it in the pot, whatever.
Knowing him, he'll say leave it in the pot. But I will ask him, okay?
Yeah. But
Well,
if I can, that's why I said, I know we're going to talk around, and I do tend to talk a bit, so shut me up if you want. But that's why I suggested we maybe have an agenda and a chairperson. So, Michael, if you want to kind of, and we put our hands up if we want to say something, and maybe we can work through some points altogether.
yeah.
What do you think about that?
Whatever we all agree with, it's good for me.
I mean, I think one thing that needs put into bed, it was I had a response back from the page. You know, there's been the toing and the froing, the pros and the antis and all that business. And each time I've tried to calm the waters and say, look, fuck off about that. Just, you're with us if you want. We don't know reasons why or not. But there was this one lady, Donna Jones, after we'd raised the amount, she puts a thing up saying, well, I didn't donate because, and she waved the Ukraine flag. Well, all power to Elba for what she's doing.
Yeah,
It has nothing to do with the fact that sort of, no, you don't need to tell us why you didn't. You just didn't. So that's all right.
All that is, Sam, is just saying, look, you know, I haven't donated to this, but to my you know, wealth and everything, I do look after these Ukrainians.
Yeah. So if I can get to the point,
it's just looking for self-esteem, Sam.
Yeah, I know, but let me just fast forward to this little bit, and it'll maybe wrap up a whole lot of stuff. So I put a comment back sort of saying, yeah, okay, it's great what you're doing, but the last thing we want to do is to turn this into a debate of tit for tat banter among people who, after all, are supposed to have one common share of love of Langland. So, you know, cheers anyway. But she responded to that. And first of all, it was just 3 words came up saying, I was late to come. I thought, what do you mean you were late? But then I saw the rest of her post hours later, and it was saying she was late coming into the shouting and blah, 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 blah. And she was then sort of, yeah, but get it now, good luck-ish. So then I replied to her sort of saying, yeah. So the point was, no shouting, no more going on about it. And this is where we're at right now. And so what she said was, oh, but Paul really sort of opened a Pandora's box. So if we can accept the fact that, one, the algorithms didn't do us any good at all, but we didn't find out about that until it was too late. The fact that we're thinking 8,000 people, I'm thinking we're lucky if 1,000 people saw that post.
Yeah.
So we're assuming, so we started getting frustrated, a little bit angry. You 7,000 plus, what's wrong with you, you know? But of course, in reality, they didn't see it. And then they see you getting angry, Paul, rightly so. I'm thinking, what's happening? And I thought, wait a minute now. So I come in as good cop, try and pacify it. But then it's already set in. If you notice, when the people have put anti-comments, sometimes there's 30, 40 people have clicked that anti-comment. So I think from here on, we got to put out a statement. Right, this is what happened. Keep it brief. You left, okay. But we meant well. We got frustrated. We now know about the algorithms.
No, we don't give any apologies, Sam. No, fuck off. No, stand.
Okay, even to the 7,000 people who didn't see the post in the first place, asking for them to come on board.
That I can understand, right? No, but all, you know, for people saying, okay, I like the best comment I saw on that one, I won't know his name, but he will know who he is, okay? Said, if this was an election,
yeah,
you would have lost your deposit.
Yeah. And I got straight back to him, explained it.
Let me finish. Whoa, stop. Let me finish.
Okay.
It's a debate. So you would have lost your deposit. And as for your outburst, you shot your plan out down in the water now. You're never going to get anything. So anyway, I didn't reply, really. I just, when we got the 5,000, I just wrote to him saying, funny how all your points were funny how you were totally wrong in all your points. Karma works in strange ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's all I said. I wasn't aggressive at all. But people have taken me for being aggressive. No, but it needed something. I could see it just needed something to say, bloody hell, if they're not looking at it because it's a post about a bench, they're looking at it now as it's scandal. So that really sells. And if you noticed how much it went up straight away after that post.
Yeah, and after your post,
we have nothing to apologize for, We have nothing to apologize for to anybody, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Yeah. So I just go on, Mike.
I really think. Can I just say, you need to put all this past now. It's all.
I have,
you need to move forward a little bit, because no matter what you do, there's going to be 10% of people who don't like what you do. No matter what. If you suddenly said, I want to give £1 million to charity, you would be the wrong charity by some people.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. We've done it now. We've got there. Whatever matters. And it's just, we need to sort out, we need to go forward a bit now, I think.
Yeah.
And there is one important thing that we need to talk about. And it's come up a few times now, Legends Bench, Langland Legends. Now, for some reason, it's been taken out of context from what Con's original suggestion was not just Langland Legends surfers, it was Langland Legends as a whole.
Yeah.
The people that support Langland. But for some reason, that we didn't quite get that message across. I don't know why. I don't know if people are misreading it, or they see surfer, they see Con, they see Legends. That's it. They put 3 and 3 together and come up with 12.
Yeah.
So,
but can I point out one thing? There is seemingly a kind of an undercurrent anti-brigade to us. And the likes of Will whatever. He's one of the old school, but he calls himself one of the hardcore surfers. And there's a whole batch of those, and including me trying to get in touch with Nigel from the surf side, blank.
Well, I think probably businesses have seen it was getting to be a contentious subject and didn't want to have anything to do with it, basically.
Maybe.
Could be that. But anyway, here's the news, boys. I've got for you worldwide premiere, a special of the actual new Langland's Bench Legends or Memorial. This is for everybody in Langland, and here it is, okay? It's wonderful, isn't it?
Covers everything in there, Con.
Hang about, I can see the golf clubs.
No, you must have missed something.
I missed the fishing rods.
Where's the dogs?
Fishing rods, yeah.
No, we don't allow dogs on the page.
I can see golf clubs. Oh, I see the backs of tennis rackets. Okay.
I can't see a packet of Rizzler there.
That's in the bus. They're all in the bus, man. But you got your lifeguard reels, you got tennis rackets, golf clubs, a surfboard, and Cummer buses. What the fuck? What do you want more than that? And lifeguard rescue. There we are. I mean, that's fantastic. We should do it like that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You do that one then.
SDBD, is it?
So this is just a joke. To anybody watching this is just a joke. It's humor, okay?
Yeah.
I just wanted to explain that this is humor. That was humor. It's not actually Bench isn't actually going to be like that.
Yeah.
Right.
On the one point of, I think Rob mentioned it in a comment, and Gary had said something, and we picked up on that legends bit, and the memorials seem to be getting more mileage. I just about what goes on the bench and what doesn't. I just put down some words. I wrote them down here, and it could be occupying one big lump of a plaque, with or without the discs. But it just says something like, the creation of this bench was inspired by the loss of one Langland legend, Johnny Hutton, but also now serves equally as a memorial to all those who have passed through this magical bay and left their mark in their own special way. So that's kind of, we own up to the fact that where we got the idea from, but we also then sort of say, but yes, we then looked at the bigger picture, and I think it covers everything, like, you know, or something of that effect is what we need to do. Don't all of a sudden exclude Johnny Hutton from anything to do with the bench, but make sure that the rest that followed is prominent, you know.
Mm.
And then
I disagree with you big time. I don't think we should name any person.
Oh, there we are then. Well, that was only, I only came on board opinion. After
no, Sam,
it was decided.
If you understand the significance of what the names were supposed to represent, yeah? And these can be on both sides. They're quite easy. They're only small little coins. They were supposed to represent bubbles from the surf. That's what the coins are with the names on. So it's, but there was talk already of having some sort of memorial for Johnny Hutton. I seen it the other day on Langland. I love Langland. Somebody posted up. Howard put it up there, I think.
I've seen that.
I'm not sure to go on the lifeguard hat.
No, that came from first news I heard of that. I bumped into PJ's son, James Jones. He was waiting for it to happen down at Langland. There were 3 or 4 others waiting to see if it was going to kick off on the reef or crab or whatever. And I'd mentioned to him via text about, ask PJ if he was okay to put a poster and box there. And he sent a reply back to me saying, yeah, no problem. So a couple of days later, when I saw him in the flesh, I sort of mentioned it. And he said, it's in gear. We're having a plaque for Johnny on the Wall of Fame by the lifeguard hut. I thought, and that's when Howard Middleton picked up with it and said, oh, really? First we've heard of that, other than we thought of something like that in the beginning, but it didn't happen. So they said they've all chipped in. The hardcore surfers have all chipped in for this plaque to go on the steps by the lifeguard hut.
Well, that's great. I mean, so then it's done. You know, so we don't have to do it twice, do we?
No, that's great. That's fantastic.
Come on, just a point here. Do you think there's any kind of, even when the paddle out for Johnny was happening, was there a kind of a, however hard or soft it was, sort of difference of opinion between yourself and whoever on the ground organised the paddle out? Because I've seen no signs of key people being involved with this year. Roger Bateman, I mean, he doesn't have a mobile. I called into the shop.
I'll tell you what happened was, we had a problem with the date. Somebody wanted to change the date.
I was aware of that, yeah.
Another bunch of people had ordered a paddle out, and they thought we were like taking over their paddle out, but it wasn't that at all. It was a misunderstanding. And I'd posted a date, but then the date wasn't good for everybody. So then I reposted the date back to the date that they wanted.
Yeah.
So which was the day that it actually happened, and it was a great time. But there was a little bit of friction, yes, at the beginning, and people were getting a little bit. It seems to me I'm here just to make friction, which is good. You need a twat sometimes, But so what happened was that the paddle out went ahead on that date that they had originally said, but there was this I say underground friction, like a rumbling earthquake, you know, that I had, not me, but we or whomever had chosen another date and not their date. But their
I think it passed pretty quick once it was established the problem.
Yeah, right, yeah, it did.
Yeah, I don't
Went
think there was any lasting effect.
Yeah. Because like I had arranged with Goa Live to film it all live on the webcam. You know, you couldn't move the webcam; it was fixed on that for that day, for that afternoon. Then I had to get back to him and say, "Look, it's not the date has changed now. Can you do it on this day?" He said, "Yeah, okay." So
yeah, it was good because halfway through the proceeding, the camera shifted over, didn't it?
Your question, Sam, is no, I don't think there was. I think it's just one of those things that people get involved with what they want to get involved with. Some do, some don't, you know. But like I've had, like I know all the people who've contributed. Yeah, I got a list of everybody's names. Yeah, and I'm not going to divulge them. And some have sent messages, private messages, they don't want to send to everybody. You know, and people have had different reasons for putting money into the pot, to be honest.
I'm aware of that.
You know, they've not, you know, and some are personal reasons, some are not.
Yeah.
You know, some are for loved ones, and I just think that's how it is. You know, you just got to go with it. You know, so don't dissect it too much.
I've been monitoring all the supporters all the way through. As I say, some names I've noticed, some most of them I don't know, but I noticed a common thread of, I think you could say that at least 60%, maybe 70% are women.
Yeah.
So that means not a lot of the guys involved in surfing have actually bunged in.
no,
I agree with you.
You know, good to see there was did you see that one which had Carwin as an appendage?
Yeah.
That's good, that was.
It was great, man. Let's see.
Go back a minute so something else that we may consider in the future before giving money back.
Yeah.
I spoke to Amy, who's the sort of sculptress, about it. We're going to have a meeting sometime next week, and just to sort of clarify where the costs have changed. But somebody did mention something that Ron has been on about a while back, about a mural.
A mural on the wall.
I saw that. That's been sitting on the post.
Exactly. So we may have a few £100 to spare, and maybe we can sort of contribute something to having that done with the appropriate permission. Because it's just a black painted wall at the moment.
It's not even all painted, is it? It's just been. It was graffitied by someone early in its life. I don't know who that was.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's something that we may want to consider in the future. I meant to say that earlier. That's all. That I think would be a good idea. And I think some of the people, Sam, just going back, is they wanted something in Langland itself, like at the bottom of the slip.
Oh, I know, yeah.
And you just can't do it unless you just went ahead and just did something, you know, without permission or anything. There's just no the out at the point, which should be the perfect position. It's it's like a bench graveyard at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, there's all these benches there with flowers attached to them and all different things. It's a bit weird. They call it bench graveyard now.
Yeah. Graveyard point.
Yeah. So come on, and let's do something positive. So what's our next step? Like I said, I'll speak to Amy. We've got the basic design. Like I don't know. I'm wondering. Like, would you agree if the boards could be a bit bigger, it would be better or not?
Well, it all comes down to where it's placed. Okay, where it is, it's in a windy place, so it's got to be a sort of a lowish profile. But if it's going to be up against a cliff, like hang on, where I got the photo here.
No, it won't be a cliff con, but I know when they do it, they make it in a way that it would be almost indestructible. Right,
hang on a second. I'm just going to share the screen. I'll show you where it is, okay? Yeah, it's on this. This is the place here on the cliff, okay?
What, that curve?
Yeah, well, you see the little emplacement? That's the emplacement made for it.
Right.
Here, okay? That's
See
where
a
it's...
crab from there, can you, Con?
Huh?
You can see crab and all of Langland
Yeah,
from
well,
there, can you?
over here, over this side, on the right-hand side, is a view over Crab, you know?
Right.
And on the right hand is all the bay, all, you know, on
Yeah.
this side sort of thing, you know? I always do this side, on that side, okay?
That's good.
But that's where the bench is going, all right?
Right.
And the place is there ready, and you can see, okay, well, it's going to get a bit of wind, but that's not really a problem, is it, if they know what they're doing when they're designing it? And I'm not against it being bigger, Michael, at all.
Yeah, I'm just wondered if a board should be bigger than the others.
Have we got, what's the design like again, Con? I can't remember, such a long time back.
A second, okay, get that up for you now. I'm fucking so well prepared, this is untrue.
Is it still sort of thinking 3 boards, and you said a board bigger than the rest, Michael?
Well, I just wondered if one could be bigger, or you know, just.
This is the basic original design that we had from the artist, all right?
Yeah. So more or less like it is, but maybe one a bit bigger and narrower than the other, just to make them look more like boards.
Yeah. Well, this is what I did with the ones I was designing. You know, the center one should be higher because it's more aesthetical. It's more aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know, if you got them all the same size, it just looks like a load of lumps. That's all.
Because what they'll be doing now that we've got the money, they'll go out and they'll order the wood, and they'll have the wood cut. So, and that's it's a fairly expensive business getting the sort of wood, because they're about 4 inches or 5 inches thick.
Yeah.
The planks. So they're big lumps. Right. But
Yeah.
I just want.
Yeah, well, I think you should keep it into the same tech original design. The three boards like that. Make one in the middle, one a bit more bigger, a bit longer, perhaps. You know, but that's up to them.
And you sure you don't want them to do one of a little dog, Con?
No, I want one with Con is God written on it. Have you seen the latest comment on it? Con is God. Yeah. He's going to get some ripping when I answer him back.
I don't know. I think God is Con would be better.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I prefer that. Yeah. Fuck you, what a load of shit, isn't it? You know?
You put yourself out there, Con. See, you've got to take it now.
I'll take it all, man. I tell you, no such thing as bad publicity, Dave.
That's right.
I'll take it all, the good and the bad, boy.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah. And who is it? Somebody wrote a really funny bit about you living in France. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, and all that from someone living in France. Oh, fuck, man, I just come back. You're a fucking racist, mate. I couldn't, Morgan will tell you, because I just went on to her about it. You know, before I made my comments, I went on and she's been a great helper, my daughter, on keeping me calm, you know. She's been really good. But so all my replies were sort of really calm, but they weren't actually the original texts that I wanted to put down. So I kept cool on that one. But that was the best, and all that coming from someone who lives in France. Another guy said, well, why, if you love Langland so much, why did you move to France? So I said, well, I don't live in France. I live in Brittany. And then his next one was, oh, we love Brittany. We go there on holidays. I mean, yeah, okay, great, you know.
Right, and the other thing is, like, we can come out, whether we do discs or not, we can take it. Like, I would like to sort of create some sort of archive of people who have been part of Langland, and with a few notes on it. You know, I know Biscuits suggested something, and I think Gary said something. So I think it would be nice if we had something, like, because when people sort of come and go and they pass on, we don't know anything about them, do we? We sort of forget, and people in the future about them. So I just think it'd be a nice thing to have an archive somewhere of there, and particularly of the people that are on the bench and why they're on the bench. You know, as I said to you in the mail, it could
But
be
that's
just
the thing with the
walking
QR
down
code, so you
Langland.
could-
Mike, it'd be very easy to set up a sub-page on I Love Langland.
Oh, yeah. But it just needs somebody to sort of take it on and sort of start getting into it.
There's a lot of work involved in it if someone has to pick it up and do it, because someone will have to update all the information, put it onto a web page somewhere so someone can link to it. And it is a big job for somebody.
Well, well, I imagine once it's done, though, once you've got
Hello.
somebody there and they're in there. Are you listening to me, Kipper?
Okay. see
Put
you in a
that
bit.
phone down at once.
Oh, I've been told off. Okay, bye. You've been told off, I told her.
He's been a naughty boy.
Yeah.
He's not the Messiah. He's been a naughty boy.
Caught in the
Yeah,
act again.
imagine once it's done, once you got a name there and you put the little epilogue or whatever you got after them, then that's done then, isn't it? You just got to be updating it
I
once
know,
it's
it's
done.
the updating it. There's someone having to monitor it all the time and monitoring the web page.
Do,
Well,
do
no,
you mean
it would be,
it wouldn't be-
online the information, following on from Robert's thing about, you know, QR code thing? You're talking about moving with the technology of having all this information online somewhere, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just click your phone on it. You go
Yeah,
to
so
the web
you
page.
just you have if you do go with the discs, you have the name and the dates of the person, and then you could reference that person by going to the online site,
Well,
clicking in that
we'll be on-
person's name, and it would say who, where, and when.
Well, the
exactly.
thing is, yeah, you're going to end up with how many discs? They'll be
Yeah.
all over the place.
That's
yeah.
another point that
We got
Gary
room
brought
for
up.
2,480, Kipper.
Discs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing with the discs is you see a name and a date, and it would be meaningless, wouldn't it? So you
Not
can't
for
remember
the
the guy's
people,
name
but-
because you perhaps only remember his nickname. But if you're once again with a QR code, you go straight to a page. You can just look at the nicknames, the names, who they were. And there's much
Yeah, but
information
you
It's
can
gonna
still
put-
put a QR code there, can't you?
for each
along with
individual person.
No, just for the
Oh.
page. They can look up the page, the person.
And then
Yeah,
they
because that's what
all the people.
Rob
you know,
is.
just do the-
So could you link a QR code, as you say, a sub page off I Love Langland? So if you saw a name on there, because what we like, we all know a lot of names that you can think of straight away that are going to be on there, but people are going to add their own names that we've never heard of, are they?
No, only
you wanna
to control it, don't you?
administrators would do that. Nobody else would be able to.
So the
Right,
only
okay,
concern
so-
is if there's
So,
lots of
for
discs.
example, yeah, but what I'm saying now, so if somebody comes to you, Michael, and says, I want my son, I want my father, my brother, whatever, and you agree to it, and so they have a disc engraved, then do you give them the disc and then they take that away to Dorian's or something to have it engraved?
I'm going to speak to Dorian about doing you can buy the discs to start with independently and just have them not tattooed,
Engraved.
inscribed. So,
Engraved.
it's quite engraved. It's quite straightforward, and it's not a lot of work. It only costs £1 each, something like that.
To have them engraved?
To have them engraved, about £1, and
I
Yeah,
know
about
with my
50
experience, with Dorian's, if you buy, because I bought quite a few football trophies, if you buy them through him, it's one
Most-
price.
Hey, Biscuit,
And
most
if
of us win
you
those
buy them
trophies.
from somewhere else and ask him to engrave them, it's another price.
Yeah, that's normal, isn't it?
Yeah, so
that would be normal, yeah.
Remember,
Yeah,
he's
so
only
if you bought all your discs off Dorian's, he's gonna, I don't know, it's up to you. But we got to accept the fact that people are gonna come up to us and say, I want so-and-so, I want Joe Bloggs, who was my uncle, on there. And we got to say yes, because they can say, well, I don't know who that is. Who's Alan Lloyd then? And who's so-and-so on there?
Oh no, we don't have to say yes. Whoever, there'll be 2 or 3 people, whoever it is, yeah, who will decide this. And if they say, you can do it once a year, no, why? Who is this person? remember they'd have to say why as well. This is going back to what we were saying, having some sort of something you can link into it.
You could make it a bit like, you know, you make an application for a position on the bench, okay, with the story of the person. So if we look at the story of the person, okay, who are we to judge? We're nobody, okay? But there has to be somebody who says that merits going up, or that it's not that it doesn't merit going up, but we're looking for something a bit more serious, and used to go to the beach every morning, and used to go to the beach every week, once a week, or used to go to the beach when he was young, you know, something like that. Yeah, I want something. I would prefer it to be something like, yeah, he went to the beach and he did this to Langland. He was known for being very good about the beach, and he was very helpful, or something like Kerry, the beach cleaner, for example, always smiling, always really cool, and everybody knew him. Okay, well, it can't be everybody. You can't know everybody, that's for sure. No, but you know, there has to be a certain criteria, doesn't there? You know.
Yeah, I think we get you just gone.
What do you do about the person? Like for me, for instance, I come along and think that's a bloody good idea, and I get a plaque made up, and I screw it on the back with a bloody big brush thing, and you can't take it off, because if you take it off, I'll sue you.
You can sue me if you want.
Yeah, whoever can, but you will, because you cannot take that off. And
I didn't.
If it's 12 by 12, somebody has.
Well, who do they blame?
I wouldn't like to take it.
Someone puts something on it and it gets taken off. Who knows who's taking it off? The same as who knows who's putting it on.